Abusia yamakwaba shonko so eba POG Media. Ene yɛde mbɛkɔ highway no so highway no deɛ ensɛm bebree wɔ so a yɛn nso yɛagye pene sɛ yɛbɛma yɛabadwafoɔ no ahu deɛ ɛkɔ ɛne deɛ ɛba na dan na ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ highway no so. Ɛyɛ 2024 elections abato a yɛba abɛwura mu no. Ɛho nsɛm bebree efiri baabi ba ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa koraa na wei deɛ international media ana aba drop saa expose no about NPP for ɛkwan a strategy a ɔmo bɛfa so a ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo de rege 2024 elections no. Na nsɛm wɔ no NPP blind ɛchampɔn ɛbɛmaa NDC strong warning sɛ ɔmo no sɛ paa sɛ ɔmo bɛgyaa aba ne mu anaasɛ sɛ paa sɛ ɔmo bɛgyaa power ne mu ama NPP amanyɔkuo no deɛ lailai ɛnsi nnɛ ɛnsi kyina na NDC foɔ no mpo ba abɔnten ɛbɛsoso gya gu ne so ma ne nyinaa no yɛde brɛ mu ɛma masoto na saa yɛsɛ ansa na ne fɛ ne bɛyɛ ade na ne nan esi biribi so. International media, one of the top journalists a ɔwɔ USA aba abɛma yɛ hot details ɛwɔ ɛkwan a NPP foɔ bɛfa so ɛde awie aba no mu na wei ɛna Nana Addo dankwa Akuffo ne Isi Jane Mensa ne Dr. Bawumia hyiaeɛ. Isi ka kyerɛ ɔmo sɛ sisi ano baabi aba no deɛ aduru no deɛ sɛ paa sɛ ɔno betumi ayɛ NPP ɔbɛtumi ayɛ ade aboa NPP no deɛ emu ayɛ den de wa NDC foɔ n'ani aso gya no deɛ ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa na wei Nana Addo dankwa ne Dr. Bawumia ɛfa ɛkwan bi so akɔnvince Isi a ɛkwan na ɔmo fa so no ano ɛyɛ den yie a ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa yɛbɛpɛ sɛ yɛbɛmi abadwafoɔ no bɛmi akɔ na yɛakɔ akɔtie nsɛm a ɔmo de ato gya na asa na yɛbɛkɔ no wɔ nsɛm kan bi afa hyɛ yɛ comment section like na hyɛ ma afoforɔ nso no nsa ntumi nka bi aha ɛyɛ POG Media mɛdɛm ase.
Executives nim the only Ghana your better or krum ha they are shopping for houses kwasia oti TV so Facebook 10 Ghana and 2 be matam I'm in show Debbie I said now let's talk about what we wanted to come talk about today. Mr. P, Mr. S, it's time. Now, the NPP ever adapted some strategy 2024 elections. And this is a conversation I had with somebody who does not want Bawumia. Somebody who is an integral member of the NPP. Somebody who thinks it's time for the NPP to leave power. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is coming from somebody close to government who loves me, and I respect this person because between criticizing this person, I'm find a big deal because when himself I boneno. But it feels it's gotten to that point, people are tired. You feel power has to go. Because the power and omokra omuyemu mana and omobanketo they cannot secure their life. That is the problem of this person. I say, Kevin, if we don't leave power, my kids, I cannot even secure their life, whether in Ghana or abroad. Because Obi Betty said me banye or UK street is one who be attacking me bano. But if we leave power, now people start to answer questions. At least people would know some of us are not as bad as they thought. So people are trying. Said the party should go into opposition, at least so that they all can be heard. Because at this point, as far as these people are still in power, their life, they are scared. People who, Massa. But let's talk about this. You see, we are Ghanaian, you get up in the morning, and I hear people say this. And I've heard the NDC say this, especially Omo leaders. NPP, we are Ghanaian now, because NDC protect our ballot, protect our ballot. I mean, can reality in show hand. The NDC can do what it can do. NDC regional or registered members of the NDC only less than 1% of the population of Ghana. Yeah, to about Ghana and every polling station, NDC can provide only 2 or 4 people there at a time. How many polling stations do we have in Ghana? So if a political party is able to provide 4 people at a polling station, that step alone, the political party has shown the zeal to show you, say, they want to protect you, what you have come to do, and our ballot. No? That is just 10% of protecting your ballot. That is 10% of protecting the opposite at all the next 4 years. 90% of protection of your ballot, it is you. 90% of securing your ballot, no, it is you. It is not the NDC. The NDC is a group which has come together to call themselves a political party. Because some people have to come together. So yes, they will benefit when there's a change in government. But the best the NDC can do is to get people at the polling station. We are not talking about only 10 polling stations in Ghana. We are talking about thousands of polling stations around the nation. How many voters do we have in Ghana? 28,000 polling stations. 28,000. You want to sit home and say a party and the members do 4 million. The members and protect every single ballot. Are you crazy? You are making a big mistake. 28,000. You sit home and say, NDC protect my ballot. Hey, if you want to change government, you have to protect that your ballot. You have to stay and make sure that abana woto ye no NDC ni gina ho NPP ni gina ma ya kan waba. Listen, Ghanaians, we should not say ye jai the protection and protecting of the ballot to the NDC is the biggest mistake in the history of this country. Mamenka on authority, NDC cannot 100% protect all ballots in Ghana. But we, the voters, coming together can protect our ballot. I want to protect that my one ballot. What do? Go there and count it. Even though you know NDC has a representative there, and you have one ballot, go and see them count it. You don't vote and go stay home and allow somebody to represent you. Of NDC should protect your ballot. It is upon you to protect your ballot. The NDC can do about 10% of the job, but making sure they have a representative there. You will have to do the 90% of the job to monitor that representative protecting your ballot. So nobody should think, say, NDC has this magic to have their headquarters in Accra, to be going all the way to Asankregwa, to be going down Asankregwa village, to be going down the deep forest, to be having 20 NDC people standing there and watching. NDC cannot do it, my friend. I'm telling you, NDC omun to me yet. You will have to take the job. You will have to help the NDC representative. Your presence is needed. The Constitution states it clearly. Otuaba, and your right to say ya kain wabano. Una ukotu ababako. Koshese ya kain sa wababako na. That's your job. The NDC representative no make sure say onoso ehun say ya kain ema wasan ase. That is the job of the NDC. In this year, Ghana, NDC protect our ballot, then automatically you are handing over the power you have to the NDC. You are handing over the power you have to some stupid person not to count your ballot. 2024 is not a year that we have to be pushing our responsibility on a political party. 2024 elections, you vote, you wait, you count, you go home. You dedicate the day to that. See, they make a And this is NPP worker say your tactics they are going to use your flaws to rule you again because we are lazy. We don't understand what we are doing. Otu aba men to aba nkotene fie. Na otu akotene fie wan enkan. Aba na otu akotene fie no. Wan na enkan. Protect your ballot. John Mahama on to me ba sankrego ekurase me protect your ballot ma. Asie dun ketia eltimi ba bekwa ekurase. Eyesa eyede Joyce Bauer on to me ba bantama ekurase on to me nye they have to be up there to oversee things. You will have to prove to them say ma to abano me protect your abano. Now you have given you power. I have the right to question you. Now when to man protect you aba o person di win power. Eden na utumi asa had the right to question the person. Into going into election 2024, that statement, Sametese, John Mahama, NDC or Manebo Amamo, Eka said they will protect your ballot. Yes, they can do about 10% of that. Do you know the resource that comes into getting 4 people at every polling station? 28,000 times 4. 28 times 4. Almost 122,000 people. Now, are you listening? So, NDC can be provided 4 people at each polling station. Now, here about 122,000 people. Do you know how cash intensive this is? NDC will need about 122,000 people. So, the people could be one Ghana. Do you know how much? So, you need to understand. You cannot hand over the job to the NDC and say, NDC protect my ballot. Do it. So, yes, we are. Then you have that right to vote against the NDC. So, if they do not deliver, it's simple as that. So, we all have to be polling agents. We all have to adapt our polling station. We all have to count the ballot. Obeko polling station, na nipa 15 the general. No, a crony nipa 4,000 the team, na nipa 15. And now, opese, uchenji abain, untumi chenji abain with that mentality. Police ni bia ni obehu nipa 2,000 obetwitu osuro ka mo be hye no abere no ho. Police ni bia ni ho. Tag bia ni ho he. Omo ba ye waso wagon. Ko behu nipa 20,000 wa ha ko mutumi nye saa de no mo ye no. No. Enti police ni bia ni obetuma ba constituency polling station abetwitu. Abra wo se nipa 2,000 gina ho kan aba. Osuro. Ye begitu no ahye no. So NDC we need about 112,000 to 120, I don't know. 112,000 there about 112,000 people just to monitor. Why are you not helping them halfway? Say 112,000 is it small money? 112,000. Nipa bakubia eje ebia yan flat 50 Ghana a day that day. 112,000 times 50. 112 times 50. Give me the number, Mr. P. 112,000. You see, Nipa could be 50 Ghana a day. Monitor. Just check. Oh, they say the polling stations are 33,000 polling stations. So now imagine. It's not even 28,000. No. You see, 33,000 polling stations. So if we have 33,000 polling stations, now NDC rep be 50 Ghana. Calculate. But you can help the NDC halfway. You need to be ready to protect your single ballot, to protect that one you have voted. Now let me show you why they want to rig and the strategy they want to use. This is what they are going to do. Thank you, team. So 33,622 polling stations and at 2024 33,622 polling stations. Just do it 50 times 32,000, 33,622. Now, give me the number, team. Multiply 50 by 33,622. Now, here's the NDC Atua just that day. To Nipana Omo Ekwa Mane Sa Adiano. Then see. Now, my main show almost strategy. CB omo person mo regi elections no. TME pa very well. Nana Addo Akuffo Addo no Bawumia NPP. They have one strategy. they know they will not win the elections. Jubilee House knows. Bawumia knows. J. Mensah knows that NPP cannot win the elections. Right? But they have one silver bullet left. And then I will say, we will use technicalities to win the elections. On election day, so we study NPP very well for the past 4 years from 2020 BCR. There's one thing they are doing, and this goes to the NDC MPs. Unnecessary things now. Stories that are for Dovsu. Abemo story now. You need to look at your constituency and deal with matters in your constituency. And you, some of you, are foolishly following unnecessary things. Listen. So flag bearer popular, it does not mean it will translate into you as a parliamentarian. Let's get this clear in our heads. NDC MPs, get this in your head. Now, the NPP are adapted strategy. So when you have a trainer with steady, they are resourcing their MPs. They know their candidate Bawumia is not attractive. Omunim say Bawumia nkwa entumi enkiki obi manenko enkoto abamano. So they know the presidency, they will lose it. Now, but they want a way to win the elections. Omo pe kwan bi e win the elections no. Enti ekwan na dey. Now the NDC, MPP, they have ignored Bawumia. Bawumia instructions or them NPP any Akuffo the omo ye ne say any gabi mo. They are resourcing their parliamentarians. They are making sure say about parliamentarians now more money. So they are not putting money in Bawumia's campaign. They don't care. Because they know Bawumia is not attractive. Now what they are doing is it is an unsettling MPP for now. So of course social media. Boys don't treat your bokano. Oh, yeah, kwine waha no fake road DB. Oh, MP of this one are kwine. When we say they post their MPs more than even Bawumia. What they are doing is they are trying to direct all their resources parliamentarians, parliamentary seats. So what they are doing right now, and they say, more resources, more parliamentarians. They are putting structures in place to make sure they win majority in parliament. Nanado Danko Akuffo sat with J. Mensah. J. Mensah clearly told Akuffo, I cannot do anything come 2024. Bossman Asare Kachi Akuffo said, the only thing we can do for you people now, it is too obvious that you will lose the elections. But the only thing you people can do, election 2024, and maybe catch them. J. Mensah Kachi Akuffo, Bossman Kachi Akuffo say, Otuminya anything on election day, parliamentary, Otuminya majority 140, 138, 39. Akuffo will force J. Mensah to call the elections for the NPP. TMA. Now he cannot call the elections for Bawumia because he knows head to head, Bawumia Mahama, Bawumia can never beat Mahama. Now, say Akuffo strategy ni say MPP enya 4 majority, 5 clear majority. Time in parliament, Akuffo will force J. Mensah to call the elections for the NPP. Now, when they call the elections, they will tell you to go to court. What they are going to tell you is, if he has won parliamentary majority, automatically he has won the elections. T MPP for NDC for Muntie. They are going to force J. Mensah. All that they are trying to do, they are trying to get parliamentary. Now, if they are able to win parliamentary, even with 5 seats, clear seats, no one would say, I clear 10 seats. Akuffo will call J. Mensah and say, call the elections. Because when J. Mensah calls the elections, what the excuse will be, they say, they took the lead in parliament. And that automatically, when you take the lead in parliament, you have won the elections. Now, Uyebibi also court, Neko prove say, even though Onu take key lead in the parliamentary, he did not win the elections. Because after that, he will start to pad. And they are not so interested in the presidential because they want to use parliamentary to win the presidential. Because when it comes to head, they cannot beat John Mahama. They know Bawumia is a clown. They know Bawumia does not have that gas to beat John Mahama, but they want to go the other route. And the other route is that where the NDC is not looking at is the parliamentary. Now, if they are able to find a way to push in part parliamentary to even half of the day, December 7th, by 8 p.m., 9 p.m., almost take a parliamentary lead, they'll call the elections for the NPP. I'm telling you. The first strategy is that they are going to get their people on the street, say, you lead the parliamentary into your winning elections. No, that is the strategy. The NDC needs to understand. NPP for Nankasa Nim say they cannot win the elections. Into Tie Samia Uku, Utie Eye Kojo Akroma, Utie Eye Brani Chamaka say we will win with technicalities, and that is what they are thinking of doing. It is a West Stadia. They don't care too much about the presidential. They don't care. Because they want to resource the parliamentarians. They just want a very slim majority. Or not that slim majority, or be pressurized Jane Mensa. Akuffo will pick a phone. Because if the NPP are not able to win majority in parliament, Jane cannot call the elections for the NPP. When it comes to presidential, John Mahama will win. It's a fact. But for them to be able to beat John Mahama, they will have to take a lead in the majority. Into Jomoben say, Akuffo will be on standby. So they will be working more on the parliamentary. And then they be a catch NDC parliamentarians. When you count your vote, do not leave. NDC parliamentarians win election. Wait. Because that parliamentary NPP ni win on winning elections. No. And they have learned this, they have studied the NPP for a long time. And this for and then Ovosu Kwachikoya or Miankasam constituency, Abra Asebu. I want to constituency, me papa. Ovosu Kwachi was not supposed to leave the elections for them. He left it because wholeheartedly he thought to say the results then it reflected. It did not reflect. So the new strategy of the NPP is simple. Ignore John Mahama. He has the popular vote. Because when they do the analysis, when they do their own analysis, when they calculate the vote John Mahama got in 2020 with Nano Pokwajiman, when they calculate the vote John Mahama pulled in 2020, there is no way John Mahama is going to even drop 2% on that vote. 6 million. No. They know. They have done their survey. NPP internal survey. They know they have lost the elections. They know. They know Bawumia can never beat John Mahama. They know. But the only thing they can do, when they take the lead in parliament, they'll call the election. Akuffo will call Jane Mensa and say, call it. Jane Mensa will have no option than to call the elections. The NPP will say, we have taken lead in parliament. Automatically, they will tell you, say, I'm a presidential candidate, any parliamentary candidate, the numbers are equal. Technically, their presidential candidate has won. This is what they are going to do. I'm a last silver bullet, apart from a tutrafo, can the probably police for some this is the only last silver bullet left. This is what they are going to do. These are facts. There's nothing else again they can do. NPP they have no way of winning the elections. They have done about 26 internal surveys. They've lost everything. About 26. Nina comes back and says Bawumia cannot beat John Mahama. They know. It is one stadium campaign now. They don't care about Bawumia that much. And I was steady here. They are throwing money down there. They are lying down there. They are thinking of pushing money down there. They are thinking of robbing the elections from the parliamentary. Into Owinia, or Akacho say, we have taken the lead in parliament. Automatically, our people, they don't vote skirt and blouse. Bawumia has won. We have not even finished counting. They will take the lead. JMS will call the elections for them. So the NDC needs to stop this. And it's all got to do with monitoring your ballot. You, the people, do not leave the NDC to struggle alone. Mona mo have power, no? And NDC have power, no? Mensa called the election 2020. And I'm refi. She called the election 2020 before marking the corrections. And I'm refi. She based on these things to call the elections. I was saying to abandon and Mensa called the election. 2020 Akuffo called her to call the elections. Because time who say 300,000, now we have 500,000 votes. Ashanti regional. Who say it is too close to call. But Akuffo insisted, if I have 137, 138, call the elections. And it's not say they are very sure they are controlling parliament, so they have won the elections. Murefi, short memory. So the NDC, the NPP is not looking at Bawumia. They don't care about Bawumia. Bossman Asari Akachi Akuffo, let them go down there. When you're able to lead parliamentary, I'll call it for you. Jemensa in 2024 will not call elections. On for any mumba a bossman the base age man. I am telling you, 2024 election, Jemensa will not speak. TMA. 2024 December 7th election, Jemensa will not speak. Bossman Asari will lead this campaign for the NPP. Mama Yentinefien say NDC protect my ballot. 2024 election, parliamentary elections are important than presidential. TMA. 2024 elections, parliamentary elections are important than presidential. Let me tell you, presidential is between two people. And we all know the obvious fact. John Mahama any day is better and will win against Bawumia. Parliamentary is tricky. NDC should be working more parliamentary. NDC and we Ghana for we should be protecting the NDC in the constituency polling stations. Yeah, they also protect the NDC for them to be able to work for us. So NDC refuse to listen to this. I swear to God, they will lose the elections. But see, John Mahama and his NDC, if they fail, these MPs in parliament, Samu fail to listen to this, you'll be shocked the outcome of the elections. They will tell you they have won the elections. Stop it. That nonsense of NDC for more kind parliamentary, no more that's that nonsense. And you, the people now, stay there and finish presidential and parliamentary. Must I repeat this story way? The 1st of December, this particular episode, the 1st of December, I will repeat it. The 2nd of December, I will repeat it. The 3rd of December, I will repeat it. The 4th, 5th, and 6th, I will repeat this episode because more short memories. And I will remind you, said, this is where they want to win the elections. We can stop this rigging. Bossman Asari, if the NPP comes out, Mameka will be sure, close to the elections, they'll be looking more at the parliamentary than the presidential. NPP will be looking at parliamentary more. Samobo careless. Now more allow Akuffo to take lead in parliament. Bossman Asari will call the elections for the NPP. And emissary. I love John Mahama so much because he's I worship his brain. He's human. He makes mistakes. He's a politician. He makes mistakes. Sometimes he misquotes. Sometimes he gets it right. He's human like myself. I worship his brain. And that is me here. We need to exhaust John Mahama. They want to retire. That is what we need to do. We need to exhaust everything. We could not exhaust everything in Kwame Nkrumah's head because of Nkwasiafo we are. The Negu Kwame Nkrumah team, you exhaust more than 10%. We could not exhaust Kwame Nkrumah. Yen to me anji nyanse wa Kwame Nkrumah fam wa kruno and Akuffo we are kuno. John Mahama we are lucky. Inti yenye bibia ni exhaust everything from his brain because enun nebe to me develop crowing. Inti me, I don't worship John Mahama. I worship his brain. Sanyan Sakura to build UGMC. That I worship it. NDC can do this. And this is not above the NDC. I'm telling you, from what I know, the NDC is prepared for 2024 elections. I will not lie to you. If you want to know the NDC is prepared, and Chowiniko Asin North. The NDC got their numbers before the Electoral Commission. How did the NDC make it happen in Asin North? How were they able to get their numbers before even the Electoral Commission? The people of Asin North helped the NDC get the numbers. They monitored the elections with the NDC. The NDC had their softwares, their everything ready to count the numbers. The people of Asin North, they helped the NDC. And I went, the shock na NPP vonya and because the people of Asin North, they helped NDC, polling station to polling station. They were there to help count the elections. NPP, the tax coin, they could not affect them, because the people, they took the elections, they took over the elections. Every constituency, due polling station take over the elections. The civilians take over the elections, monitor the elections. I can tell you for a fact, the minimum, the NDC is 1,000% prepared. But without your support, without you being with them there, without you insisting your ballot is counted, they can do everything. You won't get the win. They are prepared. They have learned their lessons. Also, NPP raising issues say NDC to me quality of results. What be? Also, they had the shock of their lives, and I give credit to Asin North for. Even though the NDC technologically they were prepared and ready, saying Asin North for MPA and be monitor election now, and NPP for be cheer for so. I'm telling you. The police cannot be trusted 100%. It's a fact. And if soldier for be a form, SS for the form soldier. Ghana soldiers will make match on my boom and the Inkolaya form soldier. So you cannot trust the military that shot 8 people in 2020. You cannot trust the Dampari police that shot people at Ayawasi West Wagon. You cannot trust them fully. But you people can trust each other. You people coming together as a unit, you can protect your own ballot. Ghana police cannot protect your ballot for you. Ghana military cannot protect your ballot. You can protect your own ballot. Help the NDC. I have been with you all these years. I will never support anything that is not legit. I can tell you for a fact, the NDC is prepared to do their part to give you the win. What are you also willing to do? You cannot win election like that. Stay, monitor, check, count. Make sure parliamentary, presidential, you are there. That is how you can win election. If we do this, Bawumia can lose about 3 million votes. I'm telling you, Bawumia might lose. The margin will be bigger than any presidential election in this republic. Say we Ghanaians monitor the elections. I'm telling you. Let's see. The margin about Bawumia losing elections is close to 3 million. NPP, they know. It's 2 hours, 50 minutes. I'll be right back after this short break.
We've always sung the first stanza.
Abusia, we ne ensama ekoso ewo highway ne so. Enwa me yehu ekwan a NPP for pese omofa so ereje 2024 elections na KT aba be my hot details na isi ana NDC for no na eyese omoma omoni dawo ekwan biara polling station no ombefa so account omo numbers ne bia no omonfa ye bede abedwafo ase se omoje pene kokoti sa audio we e de MI aha POG Media. Madam Asa.